Today on Make It Take It Outdoors, the Snowbound Edition. We're going to make a inline spinner, gold, and should be fun. Stay tuned. Alright, today on Make It Take It Outdoors, we're going to be making a gold inline spinner. And I tried something on this one. I put some gold pipe cleaner, there we go, on the end as a dressing, since I didn't have anything like gold tinsel or like that to make like a bucktail effect. I think it'll work out pretty nicely though. What I'm going to try to do in the next, I don't know how many videos, get down to specifics and make specific builds and everything like this gold one. Next I might do like unakite or maybe a white jade. It's kind of like a quartz and everything, but try to get individual builds instead of just blanket builds. Mrs. Doubtfire agrees. So with that being said, let's get on to the build. Alright, let's go over the tools and components I'll be using for the build. Well, first off, you got the wire cutters and round nose pliers. Those are your tools for the body. I've got 3 8mm hematite gold toned hematite beads. This is optional, but I always like putting a swivel on my inline spinners. I got 2 2mm gold plated beads, a brass number, I think it's a number 3 French blade, super glue, clevis, and about 6 inches of wire. And I'll have to get the diameter for you and put that in the comments. For the hook, we're going to dress it with a gold pipe cleaner. And to help me out with that, I've got my fly tying vise. I've got a whip finishing tool, bobbin with brown thread, didn't have any gold thread, scissors, and obviously a hook, number 4. It's a red treble, didn't have any bronze ones, so that's about it. Let's get on to the build. Hey, this is a great time to hit like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Back to the build. Alright, well, we're going to start off going about 2 inches down, and we're going to make a round loop. Push over about 45, a little more, and we just slide up. Bring the wire over. At this point we can't go any farther, so we come up on top. And here's what I like to do. I take my one finger and see how it's in between, and I just push it up to so it's like that. Now before I wrap this loop, I'm going to get that swivel on there. And again, the swivel's optional. I just like having them on my inlines. One commenter said that MEPS actually says not to put them on here, or not to use swivels, but they're probably smarter than me, and I decided to keep going with swivels. I used to use the clip-on style swivels, you know, with the clip where you would put it on your bait and everything, and then the swivel. I lost way too many lures that way. That clip was not strong enough, so it would come off or bend, and yeah, done with that. Alright, so we got the wire, you know, let's see if you can see that. The wire's underneath there, and what we're going to do now is just wrap. You only have to go down like twice, if that. But you want to end up with your tag end, sorry, couldn't think of the word, perpendicular to the loop and everything. That way you can get as close as possible. Got a bead rolling with your wire cutters. Always make sure that tag end's not going to fly throughout the house. Okay. So here we go. That's the beginning. And let's see. It's kind of got a weird bend there, so we'll just bend that over. That's better. All right, so next we have the clevis. Now I just will hang the clevis on there like this. Remember the concave side of your French blade, this side. This is the bulge, that's concave side. Concave side goes towards the lure shaft. Okay, so now you just hang it on there, hang on the other part of the clevis. And here's where we're at. Now these suckers are little, but these are 2 millimeter, 1 2 millimeter, hold on. All right, as I was saying, 2 millimeter gold plated beads. And then we slide those on. And these will act as a bearing between the clevis and the body of the lure. Alright, so here's where we're at. And then we just put the 3 millimeter bead or 8 millimeter beads on here, 3 of them. Now you're going to notice it seems like I waste a lot of wire, and I probably do, but it's so much easier to wrap a round loop if you've got some extra wire. It gives you a little bit more torque on it and everything. Alright, so here we go. Got a gold body, gold beads, gold blade, and a gold clevis. Forgot about that. Now we need to move on and tie the treble hook. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I always leave a little extra room down here at the bottom, and I'm going to do the loop for the hook. Obviously, I'm not going to put the hook on it yet because it's not finished, but by doing that, everything's going to stay on here and not go flying off on me. So let's get that up. All right, so we're ready to put the hook on. All right, give me a second. I gotta set up differently for the fly tying part. All right, so we'll get that hook in here. And what I'm going to start doing is just putting a bed of thread down so the super glue and the pipe cleaner have something to a little bit better adherence. And we'll hang that down out of the way. So this is a new thing for me, so just bear with me. I think I'm going to take it down through the eye. Yeah. So actually put just a little super glue on that thread. Alright, so I'm going to take the pipe cleaner, you can see in the background in the back there. I'm going to bend it down, and then I'm going to go through the eye. I think what I'll do now, go ahead and put the piece I put through the eye back along the shaft also. And now, just going to wrap down off the eye of the hook. All right. If you can see right there, there's the eye. So we still have a spot to hang it on the lure, and we've got some gold tinsel everywhere here. Now, I think I'll do now. Snip this close. One more time around so it's right up against the eye. And tie it kind of tight there. Tag in right there. Gonna bring the thread around a couple times, and now I'm going to just tie off this end. Oops. Drop a super glue. And my whip finishing tool. Go around a few times. There we go. Alright, let's get a little bit better view. Take it out of the vise. Alright, the lighting wasn't the best here, but you can see I got some gold flash at the end now. The eye's right there. Hold on here. Let's switch up the camera again. So it's at this point where I realize I forgot to hit record. So let me talk you through it. You make another open-ended loop, you slide the hook on there, you close it up just like before. However, there's no video of it. I'm sorry. I feel shame. Alright, so there's the build. Pretty easy. We've covered most of the basics before. Just wanted to try that tying on the pipe cleaner and everything. Yeah, it was fun. It's going to work great. Inline spinners are great for tons of fish. I mean, so many fish bite on, it's ridiculous. I've caught channel cat, of course smallmouth. This is my favorite smallmouth bait. Trout. Now with trout I would go with a single hook instead of a treble. Their mouths are just too soft, and they don't have the strength like a smallmouth does. But you know, there's so many ways we can make these. One of the things I'm going to try, and it's got to wait till spring because I can't saw in the house, is making some wooden lures, different crankbaits, stuff like that. That should be fun. The other thing I'm thinking about doing for the spring is maybe getting a 3D printer. See if I can learn that and print up some new designs and everything. But yeah, so that being said, I'm going to let you go. You have a wonderful day, tight lines, and thanks for coming in.